Hey everybody. So in Menachot, which we're almost finished, tractate Menachot and Daf Yomi, which deals with various different flower offerings and a whole bunch of other stuff in the temple and before that the tabernacle. So this week we came across the mitzvah that there should be lechem panim. Lechem panim is translated as face bread, show bread, display bread. It was 12 loaves of bread that were stacked up and on this shulchan, on this golden table in the Beit HaMikdash, in the temple or the Mishkan, the tabernacle before that. And based on the pasuk, the verse where it says, "V'natata ala shulchan lechem panim lefanai tamid," that God says you should have on the table this lechem panim, this showbread, before me tamid, constantly, continuously. So the Gemara, the Mishnah start off by saying, what exactly does tamid continuously mean? And the first opinion is it's got to always be there. And so when they would swap them out every Shabbat, and the Kohanim would eat them, that they have to take off the old ones and put the new ones right there without any delay. But then Rabbi Yossi comes along and says, nah, you don't have to be so literal about that translation. And he tells us in the Gemara that he says, "Afilu silek even if you take the old one away on Shachrit in the morning time and you replace the new one later on in the evening, that's also fine, as long as it doesn't go a whole day without the bread being there." So he doesn't get so caught up in the literal definition of the word tamid, that it has to be continuous, as long as it's consistent and there's not too much of a delay. Now, based on that, as the Gemara often does, they go off on tangents. They tell us that from the words of Rabbi Yossi, we learn something about a verse in the book of Joshua. A pretty famous verse. And the verse says, it tells us that Lo Yamush Sefer HaTorah Hazeh B'ficha, that this Torah should not depart from your mouth. So what does it mean? So it's referring to that a person should be very involved in constantly studying Torah. But based on what Rabbi Yossi just said, comes along Rev Ami and says, what we learn from here is that even if a person studies one chapter of Torah, one part of Torah in the morning, and one part of the Torah in the evening, that's good enough. Just like the bread didn't have to constantly be there. So too, when it comes to Torah study, you don't have to constantly, every second, be involved in it. And morning and evening is good enough. Then it goes even further than this, the Gemara does. Because Rav Yochanan then says in the name of Shimon Bar Yochai, even if a person, all they do is say Shema at the morning and the evening, he's fulfilled this verse of Joshua that the Torah should never depart your mouth. All you got to do is Shema at the beginning of it, because that's part of Torah. That doesn't take a whole long time. But then, interestingly enough, right after he says this, he says, "V'davar ze asur la'omro bifnei am ha'aretz." But we don't tell am ha'aretz, ignorant people, people who don't know so much Torah, we don't publicize this. We don't want them knowing this, because they'll take the easy way out. Oh, I only have to learn Shema, say Shema in the morning, say Shema in the evening. I'm done with this idea of constantly learning Torah. Okay, I'll take the easy way out. But then, hold on, we're not over. Because Rava comes along and says, no. Not only should we not avoid, mitzvah la'omro bifnei am ha'aretz. We should instruct these people that just saying Shema is good enough. What's he getting at? What's Rava getting at over here? There's various different explanations of it. One of them, according to the Sfas Emes, says that the problem, if we translate this literally, tamid, is continuously. And so that the idea of the Torah should never leave your mouth is continuously, people will get very intimidated. I can't do that. I can't study Torah all day long. No way, forget it. I want nothing to do with this. But if on the other hand, we show them, no, just saying Shema or just saying a chapter is good, and you fulfill the idea of continuous Torah study, then we want them to be aware of that, and that won't scare them off. A couple very important lessons we can get from this Gemara over here, this exchange. And one is, like Torah, anything in life, tafasta maruba lo tafasta klum, the Talmud says. If you sometimes seize too much, grab too much, you're going to get nothing. That a person could look at certain things, this Torah is so vast, it's so big, I forget it, I'm not even going to try. No, do one chapter at a time. Do one verse at a time. That's all you need to do. And the same thing in terms of exercise, having a healthy diet, whatever it is that we undertake in life. If you look at the whole thing, you want to learn to play hockey, you want to learn to skate. So you're going to look at these professionals, how they do it. They go, forget it, I can never do. No, baby steps, one step at a time, and then you grow. And that is the idea that the Gemara is getting across over here. And the second important lesson is it's still tamid. It still has to be regular, every day. I don't care, it could be the minimum. Whatever it is you're undertaking. And if you want to study Torah, you want to have a healthy lifestyle, okay, you don't feel like going all in today and studying so many hours today, you don't feel like exercising many hours today, do something, anything. You're working out on weights, you do that every day, you don't feel like it today, just go and do one repetition of something. It has to be every day. You can't let one day go, because one day leads to 2 days, and 2 days to 4 days, and then before you know it, you're out. So the two important lessons of this is get the proper balance of what we mean by tamid continuously. That you don't have to overwhelm yourself, take one step at a time. Keeping Shabbat looks very overwhelming. Start with Friday night. Start with a Friday night meal. Don't use your phone Friday night. One step at a time. However, do have continuity. Do it every day, whatever it is that you find is important. Torah study, growing in mitzvahs, being a better person, keeping Shabbat, well, that's once a week, but do it regularly all the time. Don't let any time go where you don't do it. Have a good Shabbat.